Reason we are here, of course, Legends Attic in beautiful Claremont, California, 619 West Foothill Boulevard.
Yeah.
Orel Hershiser is here. Would you like me to read your resume, Orel?
Oh, my God.
Like to do
Not
that.
really.
I always like to do
you
that.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But would you make sure my wife is listening while you read it?
Okay.
I like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I don't have to take the garbage out?
Cy Young
often?
Award winner, 1988. World Series champion, 1988. Both the NL and ALCS MVP, 204 wins, a three-time All-Star. Not a bad resume, my friend.
I appreciate it. The Hall of Decent.
Whatever.
Well, I think a little better than the Hall of
Decent.
Decent.
Come on.
A little bit
Decent.
better than the Hall.
Crazy.
You know, it's funny. You may or may not know this. I don't know. Do you know what your career WAR is?
Not good enough.
No, it's pretty good.
No?
It's actually quite good.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
When WAR came out,
Yeah.
I wasn't that big of a believer in it.
Yeah.
And then when I saw that my WAR was pretty good, I'm like, this is
I love it now. Yeah. Funny
I
how
need
that
to
works.
reevaluate
Yes.
this. I need to reevaluate this. Well, first of all, thank you for having us
Oh
out
my
here
gosh,
again
you
today.
guys are amazing.
We love coming out here. Great crowd. out
Yes.
Your
here,
whole
by the
crew.
way.
It actually
Yes.
is going to be our biggest crowd ever.
It looks like it.
The most tickets we sold for autographs for a player or something like that was 150, and we expanded that by 25 because Will was so popular.
Wow.
And then when Dustin May got traded, we lost Dustin May because he was going to be here, and we added Kirsten Watson and Steven Nelson, and Steven is here. Where's Steven? Steven Nelson.
Where's Steven?
He's right there in the Hawaiian shirt.
Okay, there
Next
he is.
to
I
my
see him.
tall
He's behind
son.
his son. Yeah.
There he is.
Stephen,
He's hiding behind the
wave.
oak tree.
Yes,
there he
Stephen.
is. Hi there.
We'll have Steven on the air later. I'm
Yep.
sure you will. And Kirsten will be here
Nice.
probably in another 15, 20 minutes, maybe do the next segment for you, whatever.
Absolutely.
You guys are just content kings.
we
We had
got
fun.
pretty good content today.
Question. What is
Yeah.
the weird don't take it blue. I know you won't because
I won't take
you're
it
a great
blue.
guy. But what
I
is
don't
the
know about
weirdest thing you've ever been asked to sign?
Oh, do I have to say it publicly?
That's what don't go blue. I'm just saying. Like,
I'll bet you it's the same thing you've had to sign.
Probably. I mean, what is
We should just go on what size was it?
Okay, so what is the weirdest thing you actually said yes to and gave a signature?
Well, the weirdest thing is a lady's bra, right? But her husband was present, and it wasn't on.
Okay.
So, okay, right? I don't, that is the
Yes.
weirdest thing, right?
Yes.
I would say what else is the weirdest thing? There are things that I have refused to sign.
Okay, yeah.
That it's like,
That would have been a better question. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let's start there again.
No, we're not. We're not gonna. No, there's. It's really hard. Like I don't sign napkins. I'll sign a cloth napkin.
Okay, but
and I
not a
sign
paper
them
napkin.
usually for the restaurant or the server that night who happens to be a huge Dodger fan, and you can tell during the night they're being really professional. And I'll bring the manager over and I'll say, "Hey, I know the server's name is Steve, but he's a huge Dodger fan." Yeah, I said, "Is it okay if I damage one of your napkins and sign it and then give it to him after the check?" And he goes, "Oh my God, he would love that. Oh, can he get a picture?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." So I'll sign my napkin or a fresh one.
Yeah.
And just fold it up. They don't know. And then at the end, I go, "You better look at this napkin today."
That's super cool.
Oh,
man.
it's fun.
I think it's cool
fun.
that you asked the
but a
restaurant
paper
for-
paper napkin, I don't because it disintegrates, and I don't want the fan in a year to look at the napkin and go, "Oh, it bled and it's not there anymore."
Yeah,
So I'm like, "Go get me a regular piece of paper."
I would want the napkin with the steak sauce on it.
Ketchup.
I would just
No doubt.
that's an authentic piece of memorabilia.
That's true. Like if you're eating ribs.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Like,
Little
oh, look at
barbecue
Orel
sauce on
Hershiser
it.
signed his
Why were
note.
you signing Travis's notepad? That's what I was
I got
curious.
a double. I got an
Yeah,
Orel
why-
Hershiser the fourth and just a.
It's not like he
Orel
doesn't have your
Hershiser.
signature already.
No, it's just Travis and I are developing this special relationship.
That sounds ominous.
What
by
do
the
you
way.
mean by that?
Special sounds ominous.
I'm not that curious, but I mean, we have a special relationship.
Okay, is it the Max Muncy thing? Is that what it is?
No, I
By
think
the way, he
I
didn't
think
play again last night.
I think
and they lost.
Trav-
I'm just saying.
Travis was very loyal to Max when he was hurt. He was very loyal to Max when he slumped at the beginning of the year. He was, of course, loyal when Max came off the IL and started crushing
Raking.
again.
Yeah.
And so we have this personal text relationship about Max, and I love Max. Max knows because I've encouraged him as he's come back, and when I pass him in the hall or wherever I pass him. But his relationship, since Fernando passed, I think Max has taken on the mantle.
A new love?
I think he's the new love.
He's on the list for sure.
Oh, there's a list.
Yes, there is. There is an Ohtani on the list. There's a Freddie on the list. There's a Mookie on the list. But there's a Will Smith on the list.
So you're a public figure that needs to protect every angle.
Not everyone.
But I will say,
Yeah.
Orel, I do like Max Muncy. quite a bit.
But you have a theory. You think the Dodgers go as he goes, and some dudes, it could be fanfare, it could be whatever, they are the thumper for the team if he is hitting and everything else seems to fall in line when he's hitting. That's what it seems like.
It seems like when Max is in the lineup that everybody, if everybody else is healthy, everybody falls into their place of how the lineup functions.
Yep.
The other thing that Max does is even when he doesn't get a hit, he helps turn the lineup over quicker because he takes his walk and he takes a lot of pitches and doesn't swing at them. So he's giving the guy on deck, he's giving the rest of the lineup a lot of information on what's happening. It's an information exchange between the pitcher and the hitter. And the pitcher has to give up the information first. I have to wind up, well, when I was younger, you wind up and you throw this ball, and the hitter gets to decide to react to it or take a strike, but understand what that velocity was and how to time it or what he's starting me off with. The hitter gets all this information, and he has to pay for it if he takes it by possibly a strike. If he doesn't have to pay for that information and it's ball one, he's really in a much better shape. That's why it becomes a hitter's count. It becomes a hitter's count because he saw the delivery, he saw the release point, he saw what pitch we started off, he saw which side of the plate we went, he saw all that. He got to work on his own timing, his stride, when to get his foot down, and now he goes, I'm in a good place, and it's 1-0.
Yeah,
so
and he's got the advantage.
And Max is very good at building those counts and in the information exchange, not only for himself but for the rest of the lineup.
Orel Hershiser joining us. Orel, let's talk about the series that starts tomorrow. Obviously, they play the Padres 6 times.
Oh, they're playing somebody?
Yes, they are. I asked DeMarco this. I'm curious your thought. The Padres series, obviously the Dodgers have given back 9 games in the last 33 that they've played, or 10 actually, because they're a game behind. They had a 9-game lead.
Right.
Is this series coming at the best possible time or the worst possible time? Because you get to play the guys that you're chasing. They're right there in front of you. You can right the ship right now.
That is so weird that you use the word chasing.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
They are. They're behind.
They aren't, but they are behind.
Yeah.
The reason I don't think they're chasing is because they're playing each other 6 times the rest of the year. So a lot is going to be decided. Each one of those games will be worth 2, not 1. Because you can't make up for the loss. Like if we win and they win, we just stay together, right? It's been very interesting for me from the 9-game lead to now. It has brought my game face back. It has made the season very interesting. It has brought up topics that we've dealt with in the past, but now opposite of that topic. So the topic in the past has been, how are they going to be tough enough in the playoffs because they won the division by 20? And then they made it through, and they learned how to deal with the bye. They did a lot of non-family time, but all teammate time to get into the series. I don't mind where we are because I'm back as a player now. I know I'm an announcer. I know I'm supposed to analyze this. I know I'm supposed to worry like everybody else. But as a player, this is motivating. This is why you play. This is fun. We've all been cut from a team. We've all had injuries and come back from. We've all wanted to be in the big leagues, but we were minor leaguers. We've all gone to winter ball, and I'm talking as a player now. And it's like, oh, good, a challenge, and that's fun. That's why you get to this level, right?
Yeah.
Why you played where you played and did what you did, and how you got to be a host on ESPN, and how everybody rises up. The people that have risen up doesn't make you more special than somebody else, but you have maybe lived in a different way.
Yeah,
this is exciting.
No doubt. Bear hunting with a switch. I love it. It's a challenge.
Is exciting.
Let's go get it done.
You said it. I forget which game you said it on, but you said it on one of the broadcasts against Toronto. And you said, the idea of, well, when we get to October and we're doing this, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it's something along the lines of they need to switch their attention to the division as opposed to what's coming up in October. Is there a tangible difference in approach, or is it just kind of, hey, we have this in front of us before we can get to that?
You know what I'm going to say, but okay, there's noise. And you can decide to let the noise consume you or lose your focus over it, or you can decide that the noise actually, what I just said a little bit ago, makes you go, oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And you have to deal with the noise in interviews with teammates that might have not gone through this and are a little weak-minded. As a veteran, you try to school them and bring them along. If you see them leaving mentally, you bring them back. But it's ultimately, we are never worrying about what you guys worry about on talk radio or use as topics, or every fan that I listen to that calls in. We are not worrying about what you are doing. That is your role, and I love that you do that because that makes the sport really popular and exciting. Mm-hmm. But what the players are doing are taking that stimulus and finding a way to either block it out or motivate them.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
I mean, I want backup because you lived it. But
totally. I'm right there with you.
And it's different for his sport than my sport, right? We get to go back and do it right away.
Yeah.
He had to wait a week.
Oh, my God.
And the week is a lot harder than doing it tomorrow.
Yes.
And a reliever is easier than a football player. A starting pitcher is more like a football player.
Yeah. True.
Once a week.
Especially now that we're going on a 6-man rotation. So you got to wait a while, and you got to eat that, and it's got to either eat you or you got to eat it.
The motivation part, I get. That's why I told Travis I'm happy it's the Padres, because you don't need somebody in the clubhouse to grab you by the collar to, kind of focus you. It's coming. It's right there.
Yeah,
this is
for
that
sure.
team. So even if you do max out in the motivation part, what we've been, how do you cover up for a bullpen that keeps giving it up at the end?
Well, yeah, now you're asking me to analyze, and I would say that's probably the hardest part of a team and the most emotional part of the team that makes it tough if that's the reason you lose. Mm-hmm. Right? Because you're usually either in a tie game or position to win when your key bullpen pieces are in, or the healthiest ones. That's what we are at right now. When you're behind by 4 runs, it doesn't matter as much, right?
Yeah.
When you're tied or down by 1 or ahead, it's like we should win this game. And then you say, why should we win this game? Because, look, our offense is going to do the job. Ohtani's going to hit a home run, which he did. Will Smith's going to hit a home run, which he did. We don't have, if the bullpen doesn't perform perfectly, the offense can't cover for him. We have a place where the bullpen is going to be a focus because everything else on the team can cover for them.
Right.
The starting pitching now is way better. It's like in top in baseball over the last month and a half. And then the offense has started to come around, even though they did have their doldrums as they've lost the 9-game lead. And the bullpen is still the focus. And it is the focus because the rest of the team is functioning pretty well.
Right. Yeah, and will be until some of those guys get back, too, and start to see the faces that we expected to see back in the bullpen. Or we're going to talk to you throughout the rest of the day.
Of course.
Oh, for sure. I'll be in and out whenever you need me. You're good. The guy that you're going to talk to next, he's never been in a slump.
Oh,
never?
yeah?
No.
Slump I don't believe that.
Steven,
okay.
He's never been in a slump.
Okay.
He has grown where the L.A. audience absolutely loves him. I mean, Joe and I had a pretty tough assignment coming on with Mr. Scully and then replacing Mr. Scully, but nobody ever replaces him. You just get to talk on the same microphones in the same place. And then another young man came on board that you're going to talk to next that has just blown people away and is a pleasure. An absolute pleasure to go to work with every day when we do. Changes the chemistry in the booth, changes the chemistry of the broadcast, changes everything, has been himself, and is blowing the L.A. public away, and you're going to get to hear from him.
And he and I have something in common that I cannot wait to get into because DeMarco's going to roll his eyes at me, and I know Steven's going to be very excited to talk about this.
Yeah.
So that's
Steven doesn't spell his name the right way. That was his parents' fault.
Steven Nelson is going to join us coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN Live from Legends Attic.